Hi, welcome to Lies and Secrets channel. We hope you will have fun with us. Enjoy watching. My name is Olivia and my existence has always been pretty mundane. Each day seemed to be a carbon copy of the one before. My routine was predictable. Wake up, go to school, come back home, eat the leftovers my mom had saved, do my homework and then off to bed. My parents worked endless hours. I couldn't fault them. They were doing their best to keep us afloat, with my dad on construction sites by day and working as a security guard by night, and my mom cleaning offices in the morning and waiting tables in the evening. Their constant absence left a profound emptiness in my life, which I filled with my quiet routines and a deep yearning for more. Occasionally, I would lose myself in fantasies of being someone thrilling, someone cherished, someone significant. However, these fantasies would dissolve as soon as I looked at the dull beige walls of our apartment. It was on a Thursday evening when my life took an unexpected turn. I was walking home from the library, gripping a tattered novel I had borrowed, seeking solace in the adventures of fictional characters. The streetlights above me sputtered as I walked by the deserted parking lot near our building. Suddenly, I heard the screeching of tires. Before I could understand what was happening, a van pulled up beside me. 3 masked men leaped out. My screams were stifled by a hand over my mouth as I was yanked into the vehicle. I failed and fought, but to no avail. The door slammed and the van whisked away into the night. My heart hammered as I sat, wrists bound with zip ties between the 3 men. They spoke little, but one of them looked at me and murmured, "You sure this is her?" The other shrugged and replied. "Boss said. Blonde, medium height. Close enough." I wasn't even blonde. My dark hair was too distinct. My heart thudded wildly. Whoever they thought I was, I wasn't her. I wanted to yell, to beg for my freedom, but my voice was stuck in my throat. After what seemed an eternity, the van halted outside a grand estate. The gates opened and we drove up a serpentine driveway. The house, or rather the mansion, stood before us, illuminated like a castle. The men dragged me out and pushed me inside. The interior was as opulent as the exterior, with marble floors, golden trimmings, and chandeliers that seemed right out of a film. I had never seen anything like it. Then he appeared. He was tall, with features that looked chiseled from stone, and his dark hair was impeccably styled. About him that mesmerized me. His tousled hair and piercing blue eyes seemed to penetrate right through me, clad in a tailored suit. His aura was both commanding and irresistibly captivating. He was the mafia boss, the very person responsible for my unintended abduction. He glanced at me and his brow furrowed. "Who the hell is this?" he demanded. One of the men awkwardly scratched his neck. "Boss, this is the girl you asked for, right?" His response was immediate, his tone icy and precise. "No, this is not the girl I wanted. This isn't Emma, whomever she was." I was definitely not her. Finding my voice amidst the confusion, I managed to stammer, "I think there's been a mistake. I don't know who Emma is, but I'm not her, please." The boss fixed his gaze on me, his stare lingering before he sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose. "Unbelievable," he muttered. Then, with a dismissive wave of his hand, he instructed, "Take her to one of the guest rooms. I'll figure out what to do with her later." I was escorted down a lengthy corridor to a spacious bedroom. The door clicked shut behind me, isolating me with my racing thoughts. I was mistakenly kidnapped and now confined within the walls of a mafia boss's mansion. In the days that followed, my reality felt surreal. I wasn't harmed yet. I wasn't free to leave. The staff attended to me diligently, ensuring I was fed and kept comfortable, but the persistent dread that the boss might deem me too risky to keep alive lingered. However, as weeks passed, an unexpected change took root. I found myself increasingly drawn to the boss, whose name I learned was Matto, catching fleeting glimpses of him traversing the mansion. His demeanor always commanded attention. Dressed impeccably, his face bore an expression that oscillated between calculated coldness and an enigmatic depth. Something about him intrigued me deeply. "There's a lot more you'll need to do than just pet a horse." He paused, a flicker of curiosity in his eyes as he watched me approach the creature. Despite my trepidation, I approached the sleek brown horse, its coat gleaming under the stable lights. My heart pounded not just from fear of the animal, but also from the intensity of Mateo's scrutiny. I extended a trembling hand towards the horse, feeling its warm breath against my skin. I know I have more to prove. I admitted, my voice steadier than I felt. But everyone starts somewhere, right? Mateo's gaze lingered on me, the corners of his mouth twitching as if he was battling a smile. Indeed they do, he replied, his voice a blend of amusement and a newfound respect. Takes courage to face your fears head-on. As I stroked the beautiful horse's mane, I could feel Jack's eyes on me, analyzing my every move. The flutter in my C******** T grew stronger, not just from the nerve-wracking proximity to the horse, but also from Mateo's unexpected approval. I turned to face him, my resolve firming. I may have been brought here by mistake, I said, but I'm not going to let that define my fate. Jack watched silently, his expression unreadable. Then, without warning, he stepped closer. His presence overwhelming. You're full of surprises, he murmured, his voice low and surprisingly gentle. Maybe there's more to you than I initially thought. In that moment, something shifted between us. The air seemed charged with a new, unspoken understanding. I wasn't just the girl who had been kidnapped by mistake. I was someone who might just belong in this strange, dangerous world of his. As I continued to pet the horse, growing more confident by the second, I dared to believe that perhaps in this place where power and fear intertwined, there might also be room for something like respect or, even more daringly, affection. He challenged me, get down on all fours and let it happen. Then I'll know you're truly brave, his smirk suggesting he doubted I would. But I was resolute. Slowly I removed my clothes and his expression shifted as he took in the sight underneath the horse. He directed the maid to assist. The enormity overwhelmed me. I felt every inch intensely. Yet I knew the ordeal had its reasons. The gentle yet painful thrusts were almost too much, and by the third tears streamed down my face. That's enough, he declared, a tone of satisfaction in his voice. This ordeal marked a new phase. Mateo started paying more attention to me and our exchanges became more casual. He inquired about my life before this ordeal and I found myself opening up more than ever before. I shared stories of my parents, my pervasive loneliness, and he listened, truly listened, his gaze warmed, making me feel acknowledged for the first time. One starlet's evening in the garden, he turned to me and said, "Charlotte, you're unlike anyone I've ever met. You're unique." My heart lifted. "Does that mean you'll give me a chance?" I whispered tentatively. He paused, then nodded. From that moment, our relationship evolved. Jack, the formidable mafia boss, became different around me, gentler, more vulnerable. Our love was unorthodox and fraught with danger. But it was the first time I felt truly alive, and I was determined to hold on to it. My story ends here. If you feel that this story is meaningful and brings useful lessons, please like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Thanks for listening and see you in the next videos.